His confidence is shot, and he's given it to Nathan Vardy, who's kicked a couple of snags already, and there is another one for the Barbie. He's gone down to Bunnings, not for the hardware, just to help himself to the sausage sizzle out the front. 4 snags to Vardy. G'day, guys. My name's Josh. You can call me JaWoodle, and welcome back to AFL Evolution once again, and we are here for the day of days, the big dance, the big day, the AFL Grand Final, 2018 Grand Final. We now know which teams are going to be competing, and that is going to be the Collingwood Magpies and the West Coast Eagles, who got it. Did you see the absolute demolition job West Coast did on Melbourne over there? Oh boy, that was a shame. I was going for Melbourne. I was like the fairy tale team. They're going through, and then half the team forgot to get off the plane at the Perth airport and show up to the ground. That was dismal. It was disappointing, upsetting, but that's the way it goes. Speaking of demolitions, Collingwood destroyed Richmond, and that was the most satisfying thing. Can we all take a moment to just appreciate we're not going to have another year of Richmond supporters being the reigning premiers. No more cockiness, no more bullshit, no more lording themselves over everyone else thinking they're the bee's knees. They had already written themselves down to be back-to-back premiers. You didn't even make it to the last game. You're already on holidays. Shut up, Richmond. No one cares about anyway. That's okay. We're going to be on the side. I'll happily take a year of Collingwood being premiers over another year of Richmond. But I'm going to see if that is going to be my punishment, or if West Coast is going to do the unthinkable and come out and beat the Pies on their home turf. It is going to be I need to quickly check the weather for this Saturday. I need to make sure I know what's going to happen. 13 degrees and overcast according to this. So overcast is good with me, a bit of light wind. It's going to be a day game. I want a night grand final. I really do. I want to see what happens when, like, because I was looking at the prelim final, the Richmond Collingwood game, and I was like, this is the best thing about it. This looks epic. A night, like a sellout crowd of the G for a night game. I wish we brought in nighttime grand finals, but this year it's going to be a day game. Yep, that's all fine. That's all fine. MCG as it should be. Game options, make sure it's on Legend, there it is, and then we can go and see what's going to happen. As always, I am not going to be playing. I'm just going to be observing and seeing what happens, how the game is going to predict this game is going to play out. I'm going for the Pies because why not? I mean, I'm a Melbourne boy. They're the only Melbourne team left. Got to go for my home city. But I mean, if either one of these teams win, I don't particularly mind too much. I wouldn't mind. Another reason that comes to my mind is Collingwood winning, because I don't want West Coast to win, because then Gaff gets a premiership medal. Now, I feel like Gaff shouldn't have a medal while Buddy Brayshaw still can't eat solid food. I mean, that seems a little wrong to me. The ground has definitely seen some better days. Not a lot of sunshine and a lot of empty seats, because I can't tell the game that it's, that it's a grand final, so it doesn't fill it up. I've changed the teams around to make it a bit more accurate to what it's going to be like on Saturday afternoon. I've gotten rid of Big Nick Nat Nui because he is not going to be playing. Also got rid of the Thug Gaff. He is off a holiday in Bali somewhere probably. I don't know. I don't really care. But more importantly, I have brought in Big Mason Cox. He destroyed Richmond one-handedly. There he is, the 2-meter monster, and I can unashamedly say I love me some big American Cox. I also love the player. Get it? But anyway, he is in to hopefully take a bunch of contested marks over the top of whatever the Eagles can muster. Their big forward line is dangerous. They can win it just in their forward line is basically unstoppable, and their small forwards like Lacroix just ridiculously good. So Collingwood are going to have to bring their A game. Collingwood win the toss. They're going to go to the left of screen. The argy-bargy has started. The ball's about to bounce, and the final game of 2018 is underway. Grody wins the tap, and it goes forward. Cox gets a handball quickly to Treloar. Back to Penalty, back to Treloar. Then Pendles is going to put it out to the wing, and Hoskin Elliott is going to look for the first entry for Collingwood. This is going to be a cracker. Quick hands, accurate kicking. This seems are good. Hoskin Elliott gets it. He could have a shot from here. I wouldn't doubt him. Passes it off anyway, turns it over. No, he doesn't. Two Eagles players in the front of the pack. Missed it completely. And Darcy Moore has kicked the first snag of the grand final. Collingwood are looking super dangerous. Here comes Treloar for a second. Well, a second for Collingwood. He's kicked his first of the day. 30 seconds after the first goal. Another one's gone through. The Eagles look stunned. They're going to make excuses about home field advantage and how they totally shouldn't have to play grand finals on the MCG. Cox just sent that bloke to fucktown. Laid him the fuck out. The big American Cox has fucked the Weagles. Grundy is just demolishing the Weagles in the ruck contests. They get first use of the footy because he taps it forward. Big Coxie comes in with his 2-meter battering ram and lays someone the fuck out, and the ball usually spills forward to the forward 50. But this time, the Weagles are countering. All of the Collingwood players had pushed up for the assault, and they've left Darling alone in the forward 50, who makes no mistake. He does make a mistake. Never mind, it skimmed the inside of the post, and that is only going to be one solitary behind. Oh, almost turned over to the Crow for the 7-point play. Still a live ball though. The Crow gets it back with the Boonard on the outside of the boot. There's the 7-point play. The first goal for West Coast should have been to Darling, but he stuffed up his chance and the Crow makes good. Oh my god. Oh my god, Pendles. Pendles, you can't do that. You can't kick the one-step barrel from a meter inside the center square. That is absolutely insanity. Look at this shit. Look where he kicks this shit from. Hide that shit. We're going to go forward just in slow-mo. Big bump lays him out. He's lying on his back thinking, oh, fuck, that was my footing, and now I made a mistake. Pendles picks it up on his right leg, one step on his left, then boom! He's kicked that 2 meters inside the center square. You can't do that, Pendlebury. Oh, God. The game has slowed down a little bit from the high-paced start of the first 13 minutes of the game. It's now come down to a little bit of short kicks. Oh, Big Mason! Big Mason, the big American Cox, comes in, takes the contested mark, and he kicks the snag. The big Mace dog is up and about again. Oh, it was just slowing down. The footy was becoming a bit stagnant, and now having little chips around. And then the big Cox comes in and clocks the big forward 50 mark. He is a threat. If you can't stop him, no one can stop him. Here he is again. Come on, USA. Penetrate the goals like you invaded Iraq. Get in there. That's another sausage. The Crow has taken the mark. 30 meters out. The slide angle needs this. The Weagles need this right now. He gets it. The Crow gets the sausage and makes it a little bit more, okay. They stemmed the bleeding just a little bit for a moment. Oh, it's quick handballs by Mason. The 1-2 to Pendles, and Mason goes the spiral. The running spiral from the big American is kicked 3 in the first quarter. Oh boy, Collingwood are doing to the Weagles what they did to Richmond last week. They've blitzed them in the first half an hour, and just Weagles don't know what to do. At least they've kicked a couple goals, which is better than Richmond managed to do. But at this point, the Eagles are rattled, and Collingwood are all over them. It's the 26th minute mark of the first term. They need a turnover here. If Collingwood want another shot on goal, Treloar's a good man to have it with. On the 50, siren goes now, he can have a shot. If he passes it, it's going to have to go quick. It's a low, hard ball, forward 50, punch, it's on the deck. Collingwood scramble, gets to Treloar, and he turns it over to Barras. Oh, that was it. They had the moment. They had the chance to get another goal before quarter time. Smother off the boot out on the wing. Oh, it's hot footy out there, but the Weagles had the numbers, and they're going to go forward. Oh, never mind. Turned over to Maynard. They almost had the chance on the last shot on goal. Who's going to get it? The siren's about to go. Any point. Big lumbering Cox through the wing. Brings it forward. Ball comes to ground. DeGoey gets it to Treloar. Back to DeGoey. Treloar picks it up. Puts it on the head of Darcy Moore. There's the mark on the half an hour mark. The siren's going to go, and he's going to check side this. through the guts. That's another goal to Collingwood. They've kicked 54 points in the opening term. There's the siren finally. Puts the Weagles out of their misery of the demolition job of the first term. And after the first quarter, it's just explosion from Collingwood. They lead by 40. If this actually happens in the grand final, that would be damn freaking ridiculous. But this is what the game says. This is what the game knows. 9 goals straight, 54 leads 2-2-14. What an absolute destruction. With that big Nick Nat in the ruck, what have West Coast got? Nothing. Grundy gets the first tap of the second quarter. Down to Pendles, who spots up Hoskin Elliott just outside the 50. Chips it across into the eager arms of Duggan. He wanted it. He got it. There was a turnover once again, but he's kicked it back into the back 50. That's risky. It's not like actual AFL here where you get easy chip arounds in the back half to kind of swing the ball around. There is one-on-ones all over the deck. The game does not know how to do a zone defense. Jamie Elliott, oh, he's going for home. From outside 50, loads up at 55 with the barrel, puts it to the near side for one behind. The first miss from Collingwood comes from a 60-metre bomb. I mean, you'd be okay with that. We're in the famous number 5 for the black and white. Bucks is up in the coach's box, wishing that he was out there playing, I'm sure, as Hoskin Elliott intercepts the kick in. Here come the Eagles. Oh, big tackle by Pendles, followed up by Tommy Phillips. Rode them into the ground, didn't give away the free. Oh, that's a big mismatch in the ruck. That bloke is tiny in the ruck. That is disappointing. Oh, falls to the Eagles though. They kick it forward. Josh Kennedy doesn't get a read on it, and it falls safely into the arms of Lyndon Dunn, who puts it straight out in the full. Oh, the pressure. The cheer squad got in his ear, and he shanked it. Shanked it badly, and it's gone out. And then Josh Kennedy leads to the ball, and he'll have a shot on goal. Eagles are looking better in the second term. After being rattled in the first, they're looking very... Oh, Kennedy. Nah, his little stuttering run up didn't work for him that time, and he has put it wide and hit the woodwork. But the Eagles are looking dangerous at the very least. They are looking like they might actually be able to come back from this amazing deficit. Marty's going to have a shot from the paint, just outside 50, goes the spiral, and he's missed. The inaccuracy of the Eagles is hurting them here. More than anything else, like Collingwood are doing well, but if they had been kicking straight, very makeable attempts too, they would have been on 7 goals instead of on 3. Speaking of 7-point play, Nathan Vardy makes good from his miss a second ago, gets the 7, and that is 4-4-28, trailing 10-1-61. Collingwood, the score of Collingwood is slowed down though. It's more of a contest now. The Eagles seem to actually want the pill, as opposed to just letting Pendles and Treloar and Grundy stream forward and give it to the big Mason Cox and put it through the big sticks. But look at that. Lewis Jenner taking an intercept mark on the wing. This is better from West Coast. The momentum has absolutely shifted. That's a good intercept mark by Maynard. Absolutely shifted to the Eagles. Collingwood haven't looked threatening for a while now. They've only kicked the one goal? Yeah, the 1 goal for the quarter, and the Eagles have kicked a couple. Just the back line is just absorbing attack after attack after attack. They can't get it out of their back half. They're going to have to surrender it eventually. There we go. Jack Darling, who has yet to kick a goal in this game. He's missed a couple of golden opportunities. Comes in, puts it short. Josh Kennedy gets roughed out of it. Doesn't get hands on the pill. And Collingwood rebound once again, but only as far as Maston, who's still inside the forward 50. He puts it up to Darling, who can hopefully make good. He's fluffed every chance. He hasn't kicked a goal. Still doesn't want it. His confidence is shot. And he's given it to Nathan Vardy, who's kicked a couple of snags already. And there is another one for the Barbie. He's gone down to Bunnings, not for the hardware, just to help himself to the sausage sizzle out the front. 4 snags to Vardy. There is the siren. There's got the mark in the forward 50 is too late. And at half-time, the lead has been cut back to 22 points. The Eagles are back in it. Look at that. There's only 1 goal kicked to Collingwood in that entire quarter. They kicked 9 goals in the first quarter and 1 in the second. And to respond, the Eagles have got back to within 4 goals, which is what you want. 22 points is the margin. 6-4-40 trails 10-2-62. This game is going to be going down to the absolute wire. If the Eagles can maintain their momentum here, the halftime break would have helped Collingwood, but if the Eagles can keep the pressure on, then they may well be in the lead before we know it. But as we say that, Pendles is coming forward, spots up Darcy Moore. The Schofield gets in the way though, takes the intercept mark. Intercept mark's worth their weight in gold. I always say that. The outlet pass to Jenner as well was a good one. And the Eagles are rebounding very well. Pendles probably should have gone for home. He's kicked barrels from the center square before. Didn't want it from inside 50. As it hits Josh Kennedy with the long bomb. Oh, that was on his nipples. It was all his. Why didn't he go for goal? Josh Kennedy, the goal-kicking machine, has passed it off from a very makeable scoring position. Oh, that is a decision that may live to haunt him. He'll be thinking that, rethinking that decision over and over for the next 2 weeks. But Lewis Jenner may not make the same. No, he passes it off outside the forward 50. Vardy will get it. No, it's not Vardy. It's Ainsworth, my bad. Ainsworth has got it. Can't score from there. Finds Lacroix. Surely Lacroix will kick it from here. Short, no, they're just passing it off. They don't. None of them want to kick the ball. Nathan Vardy will. He's kicked a bag already today. He's kicked 4. Here he is for number 5. Makes no mistake. That's 5 for Vardy. Collingwood need a goal, and what better man to have it than the big American Cox? Goes the spiral. He's kicked another goal. That is a desperately needed goal for Collingwood. He's kicked 4 already. The giant from Texas. Is it Texas or Oklahoma? I can't remember. I think it's Texas. He speaks like a Texan. Either way, he got the ball. Got laid out. Grundy's got the ball. Throw in a tackle. Got taken high with the next one. And they go forward again. The momentum has shifted. It is now going Collingwood's way. The wind is blowing black and white as Blair comes in and kicks another goal. Oh, West Coast may live to regret a lot of the decisions they made. Josh Kennedy passing it off. They got the goal at the end of that play eventually, but they could have done a whole lot more. And after a great second quarter, it seems to be going Collingwood's way again. Oh no, Treloar has been injured. Adam Treloar has gone off the ground with an injury. That is big. Halfway through the third quarter, and Collingwood have lost one of their guns, because Treloar is a goddamn gun. And here come the Weagles. Nathan Vardy has kicked a bag today already. He's still hungry though. He wants more sausages. He's got his bread all sauced up, ready to go, and boom, through the guts it goes. That is a goal, desperately needed goal to the Eagles. Vardy's having a day out. He is staring down the barrel of getting a Norman Smith medal if the Eagles get up. I just realised why Grundy's getting, was that Grundy or Cox in there? So Collingwood getting a bunch of hit-outs, and it looks like the ruckman the game's given the Eagles is about 4 foot tall. I'm not sure about that one. That might explain a lot. Either way, here's Ainsworth with the ball in the middle, turns it straight over to Taylor Adams, and he'd be better than that. I think that 33, that little redhead guy, is who they're putting in the ruck, which is a horrible idea. Doesn't explain the rest of their Muppetry rather, but that might explain a little bit. This third quarter has been a big effort by the Eagles. They're looking like they're letting it slip away, but they've come back again. It is only 15 points, less than 3 goals, 2 goals and a couple of errant kicks, and it's all back to being square. There's the siren, unlucky to Blair not to get that mark. The siren went just as the ball was coming into his hands, and at 3-quarter time, it is a ball game. 13-80 leads 10-5-65. Vardy has kicked 7 goals. Mason Cox has kicked 4. That's, I mean, listen, this game is getting out of hand. The highest disposal on the Weagles, though, is 9. I'm not sure how it's less than double-digit disposals across the board for the Weagles, and they're still somehow in it. But, doesn't matter as long as they're going forward and kicking goals. They're disposing very efficiently, and that's really the aim of the game. They get the ball again. Pendlebury has thrown the ball. The Weagles are going to get it back, and they're going to come forward once again. Great kick to advantage. Hits Cripps on the run on his left nipple, which is exactly where he wanted it. Puts it on Darling's head, but Ainsworth comes through the back and takes the contested mark. Puts it forward, turns it over to Crisp, who was outdone in that last marking contest and needed to make good on his promises to Bucks at 3-quarter time. Still side bottom, kicks in the middle. Darling rises and takes the intercept mark. Kicks to Lacroix, directly in front. 40 metres out, 35 at best. Directly in front, drop punt, straight as an arrow, over the top of the umpire, and the first goal of the final term goes to the West Coast Eagles, and they are within 10 points. Collingwood need a goal here. That's not how they're going to get it. Elliot Yo's taking the intercept mark, kicks it out to the wing and finds Bayok. Listen, if Collingwood don't stop it right now, then the Eagles are going to overrun them, and all of their good work in the first quarter is going to be undone by the fact that the Eagles have changed their tactics, it seems, and have countered everything the Eagles can throw at them. And everything the Pies can throw at them. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, anyway, I'm too excited. This is going down to the wire, and I'm loving it. Somewhere, Andy Maguire is having an aneurysm because they've gone from leading by 10 goals to being very, very, very close. And that is not what you want from a footy team. Deliberate out against Dom Sheed. Not sure about that one, umpire, but you know, whatever. Don't question the umpires. Kind of a game without him, even when they make some horseshit decisions. On the whole, they're usually pretty good. Quick handballs by Collingwood. Gets to Pendlebury. Greenwood picks it up. Hands over the top to Sidebond. Back to Pendles, who gives it back to Greenwood. Everyone's been laid out. And then from a long way downtown to Darcy Moore. Didn't even contest it. Will Schofield, uncontested mark in front of the goals. That's not finals pressure. It's a grand final. You've got to play 15 more minutes of footy for the year. You've got to be putting everything. If you come off the ground with any energy left, then you've let everybody down, not just your teammates, but also the 80,000 members who are here to watch. There was a throw on the ball against McGovern, and Pendles makes no mistake from down deep. He's kicked another snag. 3 for the day for the frizzy-haired captain of Collingwood, and they are back to leading by 15. Oh, this is going to be a big one. Here come the Eagles again. Here come the Eagles again to Joshy Kennedy in the pocket. All the time is ticking down, and this will make it a 1-point ball game through the middle. Kennedy's kicked the goal. Can you believe it? After the first quarter, getting absolutely bent over. The Eagles are back within 1 point to Collingwood. There is only maybe a couple of minutes left in the game. It's the 25-minute mark of the final term. The Eagles hit the free kick in the middle of the ground. Gives it to Shepherd in front of big Mason Cox. I still love that man, who puts on Vardy's chest. He's kicked 8 for the day. This may be for number 9. And the lead to the Eagles. He's kicked the goal. That is a big last 10 scores. It's been all Eagles. How Collingwood have had nothing. Here they go. They're moving forward slowly but surely. Pendles is in there. Crummy soccer forward. It's gone in there. There's the siren. What? You are fucking kidding me! After leading all day, the Eagles have finally taken over Collingwood. I can't fucking believe that. They were leading for 10 seconds over the entire course of the game. That is a comeback and a half. Eddie McGuire has punched some bloke in the stands because he said, "How's it going, Ed?" Because he's just raging and breaking shit. Buckley's head has exploded somewhere. There's going to be fights all around Melbourne all day because Collingwood fans are going to turn on each other and blame whoever they can for that absolute floundering. I cannot believe that. Look at the scores. Look at that. They were down and dusted, and then Collingwood forgot how to play. They kicked less goals in 3 quarters than they kicked in the first. What a comeback! The worst thing about West Coast winning, after all I said at the start of the video, is their shithouse theme song. Their shithouse song, it's just not a good song. It's not exciting. It's nothing. It's like a real bad late 80s pop song that didn't take off anywhere because it's awful. So that's belting around the G right now to 100,000 very upset supporters with maybe 5,000 okay in there somewhere. Oh my god, if that's the way it plays out in the end of the day, that would be a good day for all us neutrals. Holy crap. But that is how AFL Evolution thinks the AFL Grand Final 2018 is going to play out. I'm not sure if I agree. It might. I want Collingwood to win, but we'll see how it goes on Saturday afternoon in a couple of days. But I'll have to come back and play some more AFL Evolution next season because this episode and this season is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to all the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you like to, make sure to like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.